Alright, and here's the video review for the 66 candy toy line. They are 66 millimeters, as pointed out on the front of the thing. It's a little candy toy. This one is Kamen Rider Gaim, and they come in just your standard little candy toy size box, and there's some pictures on the back of the figure and the posability and all the accessories. The other four in the line are O's, Decade, and Ichigo. I'm waiting for Wave 2 on this as well, because Wave 2, Den-O is in it, and I don't really care much for Den-O. But the other three in Wave 2 are Zangetsu, Double, and Kabuto. So, I want all three of those. But, yeah, in the package you get this little plastic bag. It's separated into 4 compartments. And in one compartment you get just the body of Gaim. The next part you get his head. Then his little sword. And then this little runner that has, there's 4 different fists. You get left and right closed fist, and left and right open fist on the runner, as well as this giant chunk, which at first I thought was just a chunk of the runner, but it turns out this is actually a little stand that you can, one, store the fist you're not using on, and then once you assemble everything onto the body, it actually fits the heels. So because it's so small, you can put the heels of the figure in there and have a little kind of support stand so he doesn't wobble off your shelf. Which I thought was really neat that they included just a little piece of the runner you cut off, and so you don't have to worry about losing the fists or him falling over on a display. Because as you can see, really, really small, a little bigger than a Lego figure. Well, I mean, definitely bigger than a Lego figure, but a smaller action figure for the thing, and slightly super deformed, and not quite as disproportioned as the real deformed figure that I reviewed the other day. But here he is with a quarter. So you can see they're not super big. But despite that size, again, here I've got him with an open fist and a closed fist just to see what they look like on the body. And he can hold his Muso saber, just like that. He's got a ball joint up here at the neck, ball joint shoulders, hinge elbows, not dual hinge, just one single hinge elbow. You do have a wrist swivel just based on the fact that the wrist just plug into the forearm like that. He does have there is a ball joint here at the waist because of the way the upper body's sculpted. It doesn't have a whole lot of, it's more of a swivel. It doesn't have a whole lot of back and forth or side to side motion, but it is a ball joint. Ball joint hips, hinge knees, and then he's got a ball joint ankle, which again, the way it's sculpted doesn't allow for a whole lot of posability other than just forward and back, but it is there. And swivel. And then, of course, the Muso saber. And one of the things that I like about this over the real deform, and there's a little plug on the back if you want to use a stand to give him action poses, is that they made it so the Muso saber can actually peg onto the side, so he can store it on the side of his body. The real deform had the little attachment that the sword plugs into, the holster for the gun/sword for the Muso saber on the real deform, but it didn't allow for the sword to be attached, which was a little disappointing. But yeah, all in all, for the size of the figure, I think I paid $4 for this from CS Toys. The paint job, it's not as detailed as the bigger figure. The gold detailing on the forearms and above on the thighs isn't present, but a really nice metallic orange. And he does have the metallic green top on the visor, and he does have, you can see he's even got some really nice version of the texture under the visor there. So a really solid, very well put together figure for being, about the size of my thumb. Yeah, so there you go, just in focus comparison. Yeah, really posable, really nice. And again, if you don't want him to risk him falling over, they did have that little stand there for him. See if we can't lower this down a little bit, get more of a natural straight-on angle. But yeah, a nice little figure, a neat little line, only a couple bucks each. Like I said, I really can't wait for Wave 2, because then you get Double, the Cyclone Joker version of Double, Zangetsu, and Kabuto, which I really, really want to add to my collection. But there you go, there is the Kamen Rider 66 candy toy line, Kamen Rider Gaim.